1.6 million men have tried, 525,000 men have died. Those are the numbers every year that we lose to suicide. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness, and not too many people know about it. Countless times in our society, men suffer in silence and are told to man up, to toughen up, keep their head up, and, suppress their emotions. It's okay not to be okay and still be a man. We need to make men understand they don't have to act like everything is okay, because it's okay if it's not okay. All right, welcome to the Black Table. I am your host this evening. My name is Olamide, and tonight's focus is going to be on Mental Health Awareness Month for Men. Now, I would not be doing this alone. I've got my prestigious, very intelligent friends who complement everything we talk about on the show, and I'm going to be introducing the man to my left today. Is not at the wisdom bar today.
Yes.
And it's nice to have you, on the table itself.
Yeah, it's strange not being at the bar, being here.
We're one man short, so
Rich uncle wasn't here, so they decided for the poor uncle
to come to the table
to take his place.
Yeah. Anyways, hope you've had a good day, good week.
Great, fantastic. But that's a lie, but that's what men do.
That's what men do, exactly. And of course, to my right, we have the man that I call the premium one. Yes, the navigator, the man who teaches us how to, maneuver through things. The diplomat.
You already know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody needs a deck in their...
We're just trying.
in their life. Come on, you have to help me here, man.
Which one in which life? I beg, don't mind them. We're just managing. Thank you so much for having me once again. Another beautiful Friday.
Yeah.
It's
lovely to have you.
Very busy one today.
I can see you have something,
Yes,
on
yes.
chest.
Yeah, so, we're supporting SMEs. It's Lagos Tourism, NBC Trade Fair. And, of course, the event started today. It's going to run up until Sunday. It's just small businesses basically trying to sell and, make a little bit of money. So, of course, it is important that you also come through for us. Just come in tomorrow and Sunday.
All right.
Just have a good time.
So we're just going to ask for the tights, 10%. Thank you, Deck. Yeah, bring it and put it on the table.
I will remit.
You have to remit. Anyways, we have a very interesting show this evening.
Okay.
And honest truth is this, men go through a lot. Men, we have to deal with issues internally. Because as they say, na man you be, man up. And it's a lot of times it's quite difficult for you to even talk to your male friends, because there's a saying that men, we don't help ourselves, that we don't really, try to be there for ourselves. But I guess that's why we're going to be putting everything on the table today and discussing it, finding out, what's this whole men's mental health awareness thing about? Is it real? Is it one of those things that we should take seriously? Is it something that women understand? Or is it something that is creating more feminine men? Anyways, we'll be talking more about that right after we return from this break.
You always take the bill on the first date, second date, and third date. Bro code.
Okay, welcome. It's the Black Table. Exciting evening here. I've got my bros before.
House.
Pros. I said pros. I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have you guys. And yeah, as you have all noticed, it's just the three of us on set today. Okwa Oluwafemi, the rich uncle, is a bit down, and he won't be able to join us this evening. So yeah, we are going to be missing him at the table this evening, but of course we are very sure that Okwe is going to be back. I mean, sometime next week. So
we know what he needs.
Yeah, we know what he's
wife
missing.
is taking care of him.
Yeah. Okwe is going to be fine.
He's
It's
getting
going to
his
be
good
okay.
treatments.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, so we're going to be talking about a few interesting things on the Black Table. But first, I would like to talk about, I want to ask you guys, how are you?
Why are you asking me?
Start from gang. Your mental health is important. How are you?
Gang, you look like you need... How am I?
How are you? How are you? You okay?
I'm trying to be okay.
Okay, I can't help you. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
You're good.
I'm fantastic.
This is the spirit.
I'm great.
This is a man.
You know, I'm so glad I am here today. You know, not everyone could make it today, but we're here today.
Exactly.
We're alive. We're pushing. And I always say life is for the living. Live it to the fullest. You get where I'm coming from?
That is it.
That's a man's job, to be honest. We'll talk more about this when the time comes, but
exactly.
Honestly, that's a man's job.
So, early in the week, I should pause and think about it.
Okay, so let me be vulnerable. I'm not all right. I'm not.
Oh my God.
I'm not all right.
Okay, all right.
Nigeria is Nigeria.
Shaggy.
Things are not fine.
Ah, man.
Things are
tough. I understand.
I'm hungry now. I can tell you. I was craving some, you know, and I just topped my glass, you know. Yeah. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Once you can just get a little bit of this in your system,
you'll be all right.
You know,
the worry.
You can manage the worry.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, the problem will still be there after you sober up. You know, but sometimes you just want to, you know, cloud your judgment a bit. But in all honesty, you know, we go survive. We'll make it. You know, it's crazy.
It's nice for you guys to ask how I'm doing. I'm very well, thank you, by the way. Yeah.
You didn't give us the opportunity to ask.
Yeah. Okay, you can ask me. Let me...
How are you?
Do you want me to bring up the list? I'm not fine, no. So I was with a couple of people earlier today, and, you know, we're talking about this, mental health awareness thing for men for the month, and then every opportunity I had to tell people that I'm not normal, I'm not okay. Forget what you see, forget the smile, forget the, big energy. I'm not okay. And it's funny because I realized recently that there are certain things that men we don't really think about, that we don't concentrate on, and these things play out in different ways eventually, because there are things that we look at, they're little, but in actual sense, it's very important. But the reason why I started by asking you guys this question is that earlier in the week, social media went crazy with the story of Yvonne Jegede. She appeared on this other platform and made certain comments and all of that. And different people had different things to say after they watched her on that platform. And it spinned off into different things. And there was this guy that put out a message on social media, and he went like this. I'm going to read it out so that we can now dive into it. It goes like this. Yvonne Jegede's situation is one of the reasons I will never be broke in my life. Women never loved anyone. They only love the fact that you can provide anything they want for them. Love is transactional to them. If she ever spend money, you're finished as a man. Okay, this is all crazy. But yeah, basically it's just saying that a man will never receive true affection from a woman if he is not spending, his money. His relationships, friendships, love itself, is it transactional? And is it a one-way thing whereby men have to be the one to give, before they receive? Or give, receive. Okay, yeah.
It's similar to there's one of the stand-up shows that Chris Rock did, and a lot of people quote something he said in that show, where he said women, children, and pets are loved unconditionally, emphasizing that men are loved based on conditions.
Yeah.
If certain conditions are not met, a man just never really feels that genuine love, or never really gets the love that he actually deserves. But for women, children, let me not even include the pets though, but for women, children, they get that unconditional love. If you even look at a family setting, there was something that the Jegede lady said in one of the clips I saw. She was talking about how she's raising her child now on her own without anybody's help, and it's not easy. And it's expensive. It's hard. So a lot of people, women in particular, never really experience that. It's when you become a single parent that you realize how hard it is to raise a child and basically have a family of your own, to understand the burden that men go through when you have to provide, protect, and make sure everybody is well-to-do. You get me? Security, you name it. A man's responsibility is so vast and so wide that I laugh at when people feel as if they can do without men. You know, the only thing is that, the world has come to a point that the world wasn't always like this. From the caveman era till now, man has built society to a certain point that now that things have gotten to this peak, it's easy for people to just rush and come and say, we don't need men anymore. Men ain't shit. Men are this, men are that. Trust me, men are still needed. But we know as men what we do. And we know at the end of the day, we don't get the appreciation we deserve. Sometimes that's all a man needs.
Thank you.
That appreciation.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that all the appreciation you need?
Trust me, sometimes, do you know how it feels? I don't know whether this has happened to you sometimes, when your partner or your wife actually just tells you, thank you so much for, I appreciate you, thank you for what you've done.
That can be satisfying.
It touches a man in some deep places that he hasn't been touched in a while. But you get where I'm coming from. Somebody asked me a question today in the office, because Father's Day is this weekend.
It is?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and the person was like, now what would I get what gift can I possibly get that will make me emotional enough to cry? And I told her, nothing material. There's nothing material that you could give me. But I now said, it depends on who is giving me and what it is. And I gave her the story about my daughter gave me a mug that had a father, daddy, when my family was living outside the state. She sent me a mug one time, and I cherished that mug more than so many other things. Just a mug that I could drink. I didn't want to drink out of any other cup in the house except that mug that just said, miss you, daddy type situation. You get me? So I just felt there's nothing material. That's for me now as a man that you can give me that can make me that sentimental and push me to tears.
Okay, but quickly, the phone lines are open, so you can reach out. The numbers are going to be on screen right now. So please call in, join us on this conversation. The numbers are 08127053687, and then we have 08176411679. Please call these numbers. They're on your screen right now, and then, let's see what your take is. So, Dec, is it really transactional? Will the man not receive the right type of affection if it's not transactional? It doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. Maybe it's something that you're giving that has some sort of value, or do you agree with that?
Well, not entirely, and we must get ourselves to understand that it is not all women, or is not every lady out there that is out to get something from a man. We have women who are willing to be actual helpers. Like you did say, man's essence or man's need degenerated over time. Over the fact that, some people began to think that what a man can do, a woman can do better. It got into their heads, and they began to think that it was okay for us to now actually put into action the fact that I can actually do without a man, which is essentially one of the things that has also come into the picture of, a woman is trying to dress like a man and actually marry a woman, right? So you see, what you must also understand is this: the replication of that character of a man, of a woman trying to look like a man and do the things that a man does has already even defeated the purpose of not needing a man, because the evidence are clear.
Okay.
All right? Men are needed. There is no way you want to look at it. There's no way you want to think about it. I saw a video of a lady in the UK who was trying to build a fence in a house, right? Now, I don't think she has a man in the house, because first and foremost, I don't think that a woman would do that kind of, hardcore job, if a man was in the house. But even if a man was in the house and she took it upon herself to do something like that, she still needed a man to help her push out this wooden thingy. She literally had to call maybe, I think, a neighbor in the estate, a guy, to help her push it and pull off that stuff for her to be able to achieve what she wanted to achieve. It goes to show that no matter what it is that you do, no matter how it is that you handle yourself, you need a man. Women need men. There's a
So
there is a
different
reason
capacities,
in various capacities.
But we need women too.
Do you understand? We need each other.
Yeah.
If we could stay alone, I don't think God would have created us together.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
feel you.
There wouldn't have been a reason for there to be man and woman.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's a symbiotic relationship between the both parties, right? It's like you have to bring and I have to bring. All right, that's
So
what
you're saying
makes
that
it.
it's transactional then?
It's not transactional.
Because
What
I
I'm
mean,
saying
you
is
have to
that
bring.
no. What I'm saying is that
balancing it out.
No. So what I'm saying is the fact that it's not all women that think that I don't need a man.
Of course.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Man has his purpose in life, in the life of a woman, and in on this earth. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no matter how you look at it, do you understand? I wouldn't say it's entirely transactional. I don't even want to use the word transactional in this stuff.
But if something goes for something,
Yeah. I think relationships generally, whether it's a relationship that I have with you, straight relationship, or gang or whatever, I think it's transactional because I feel that generally in life, you have to be rubbing off on someone. And I have this philosophy, it might be a wrong one, but I feel if you're not adding to someone value-wise, you're taking from the person. And either ways, there's some sort of transaction going on.
I get where you're coming from.
So I'm so sorry. From that perspective, if you're saying it from that perspective, everyone's relationship is transactional.
Yeah. That's what I feel.
Because
I get where it's coming from, but the way I'm thinking now is, if you unconsciously just know your role or things that you
that's
do,
exactly what I'm trying to say.
it's not transactional.
This is not
But
transactional.
when you
it's the case of
intentionally
roles.
feel I'm not gonna do this for this person until he does this for me, that's
Then
when it's more
exactly.
transactional.
Remember, guys, I broke it down to the point of value. I value your friendship. I value your company. I value, the things I learned from you.
Yeah.
It is transactional. If we take it to the barriers, of
but here's
how we
the
can
funny thing.
exist.
You remember how you and I met and what we've been through. Remember how we've met. Do you understand?
Yeah. We met at the airport.
We've
met
we're
at
not
the TV
exactly
station.
we're not exactly exchanging things for friendship.
Then, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I know, but I feel the reason why certain people fall off your friend circle or your list is that after a while, when there's no value to get from them or vice versa,
Because I've said this a lot.
cutting
I've said
them
this a
off.
lot. There's friends with benefits, but every friendship should be beneficial.
I like it that you guys have taken it to the friends and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
If you look at it from the friend's perspective, you must understand that a lot of us don't have friends. We just have acquaintances. I want you to look through your phone
I
now
hope you're my
and
friend,
count 5 people who you can literally call and say, please, I need your help. And I need you to send me so amount.
For men.
I can bring.
They don't
I,
have to send.
I,
Now,
can,
hold on.
I can get 10 people, but they won't.
Hold
pick.
on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
They won't pick his calls.
See, let me tell you something. Before my dad died, my dad told me something. He said to me that you don't have friends. You just have people who you know. Some of them are nice. Some of them are going to be nice. Some of them are going to be terrible human beings. So don't ever think that somebody is going to come and save you. No. You have to live your life in such a way that you take responsibilities for everything that happens to you.
Yeah, nobody's going to save you.
It is transactional when it comes to friendship level. But we're talking about a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Now, a man and a woman also, goes into different stratas, right? We're talking about a man and a woman as husband and wife, a man and a woman as guy and girl, a man and a woman as boyfriend and girlfriend. They are in stages. Now, these things must, they must be put in the right places so that we don't model them up.
Okay.
Now, a husband and wife, you can't say it's transactional because they both have their roles in the house. A boyfriend and a girlfriend, they are at a level. They are trying to get to know each other. It can still be transactional. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, a guy and a girl can be I in the office and a lady in the office. I have responsibilities to respect her as a woman. She has responsibility to respect me as her colleague, right? So these things are put in place where we need to understand where each person stays. Do you understand?
As much as I agree with you, there
Yeah.
was something you said about a husband and a wife it not being
being
able to
transactional.
be transactional.
Yeah.
So why is it sometimes women and men hoard certain things from their partners until they get certain things
Which
as
is
well?
exactly why I said sometimes it can be transactional, because the truth is, it is roles. Now, some people take other people's roles as, you know, let me say, okay, say this person, okay, so take for instance, you have a husband and a wife, right? The wife can be entitled to certain things based on the belief that this is my husband. You are saddled with the responsibility of providing for me. Some women don't think about life that way.
Yeah.
Some women think that I am your helper. All right? I am your missing rib. So I need to figure out a way to make sure that you succeed, which encapsulates the importance of, working and toiling with you to make sure that you get to your goal as fast as possible. All right? Some people pretend just so that you can make it and become something, and then when you become something, they change.
Totally
Some
get
people
it.
don't have.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about the men, all right? And that's why you say that this, you don't trust the loyalty of a poor man, right? Sometimes a man might not have, and then the woman is toiling and going all over the place for the man, and suddenly the man becomes something, and then it becomes. You understand what I'm saying? So they're different dynamics of it.
I get what you're saying, but I just want to say this quickly, that you're on that list of people I'm going to call. You're on that list of people I'm going to call. Mazino is on that list. Rich Uncle is on that list, and some other correct people that I know. So thank you guys for being on my list.
You're welcome.
Yes.
But I don't borrow money, Sha. I shall give you the one I have.
Thank you. He said it on TV, right?
Well, it's the truth now.
No,
I don't borrow people money.
Calm down.
I will just give you what I have.
I'll send you something.
Yeah, so.
All right, let's get on to our next quick fire. And this is a tweet from a guy named Dineo. Now, it goes this way. Told my friend to stop baiting in front of a 5-year-old son. And I don't think she took it well. Could it be that she thinks I can't have an opinion on that because I don't have a child, or did I cross the line? Maybe. I think we talked about parenting sometime last week and 2 weeks ago.
Last week,
yeah. And we talked about how certain things are not really cool. What do you think about a mom taking a bat in front of a 5-year-old? A 5-year-old is like pretty,
You have a son, right?
Yes, I do.
You have a son. I have only girls. So I want to hear what your experiences are before I share my 2 cents.
One of the things for me, at a certain age, okay, so I mean, I don't know how I'm going to say this and still go back home tonight. But let me figure out how to go
be
about
politically correct.
Let's just redirect it. You understand? Okay, so the thing is, my wife is not somebody who is actually emotionally,
Are you sure you
outspoken?
want to?
All right. Yeah. She's very, conservative, and she tries to, inhibit her feelings and stuff like that. So you have to force her to bring it out. Yeah. So for our son,
nice breakdown. You said it the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're almost there. So you navigated through.
So for the way it was for us was, on a normal day she would not even be out there dressing in front of our child. You understand? I mean, because he definitely has his own room. We have our room and all of that. So she's not in the category of people who would even be in the same room to even now say she wants to undress or she wants to, change or those kind of things. Normally, our son is a cartoon driven child. I don't want to say any other thing, but he's always on his tab, or he's on YouTube, or he's trying to create one thing or the other. He's very into tech and all of that, those kind of things. So he's not even seeing anybody. He's probably in his room or he's in the living room or something, that kind of thing. So we have never really had to deal with, somebody's changing. Why are you changing in front of your child?
That's a no for you.
No, it won't even happen.
Okay.
There won't be a reason for it to happen at all in the first place.
So like from your father, obviously, and from your point of view, let's say that same scenario is happening in your own, what would you do?
Now, for me, it's. Let me tell you what I've suffered as a girl dad. I remember my second daughter. I don't even think she was up to 5. I was peeing one time, and then I didn't know she came into the bathroom and was standing by my side, and she was just looking. She was looking, and she was wondering, and she was pointing, and she asked me, "What is that? What am I doing?" Then she didn't understand what it was. But my wife said, "Well, Daddy's peeing," and she was wondering because that was when. Now this is what happened in my life. Now I had to start sitting down to pee. I had to start sitting down to pee, and I did some research, and I found that that's actually the way you're supposed to pee, whether you're male or female. But that's another story for another day.
Oh my God!
Those are some of the challenges I face because my wife, because I have only girls, my wife walks around the house as she pleases. Do you understand? Of which I enjoy myself a lot. But then, I on my own, I can't walk around. The times I tried that, she's like, "Listen, dude."
So how does that work?
So
you're not allowed to do that.
Well, she's
allowed to do that.
So she is. But now the funny thing is that
But how
now,
does it work? Why is she allowed to do that? And
because
you're
there
not
are no
allowed to do that?
guys. Even all the times that we used to have helps or nannies, they were always female. So I was only male present. Do you understand?
So you denied your
So I was denied certain people.
natural
Sometimes,
rights.
because you know me, sometimes I just like to just hang, you know. But I couldn't do that because these are girls, and there's certain questions when they started getting to a certain age. So I always had to protect them from that. And my mom, my wife has had that conversation with them at a young age to understand certain things. A boy is this, a girl is that. Now that my daughters are maturing to a certain extent, even they know they have to cover up and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, but as women, I can't speak on behalf of women, but women are very free in certain spaces, especially in front of their kids, their husbands. And at a certain age, you wonder what age is right to stop being nude around your kids. Now, 5 for some people, it depends on the level of maturity and what the kid knows.
Yeah.
You don't want to expose them to certain things that early.
Yeah.
But of course, you're trying to raise a straight boy that knows what's going on. You get me? It's not, I don't think that guy's mode of approach of telling her, don't do this. She can find a way to reduce the rate at which she shows herself nude in front of her son. Because at some age, the ordinary African woman doesn't mind bringing... These are women that breastfeed in public.
Okay, so
I don't
my thought is this, and I'm just going to talk about some of the experiences I've had. I feel that children are smart and, very intelligent. They pick up things easily. And I feel that by the time a child is getting to the age of 3, there are certain things that are excessive that men and women need to stop. Because, you see, a 5-year-old is no longer a toddler. 5-year-old as...
I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, the 5-year-old has his or mind well developed. And whatever they see at home, they can take out. And they can act out some certain things. I mean, I remember one time that there was this conversation that some friends of mine were having about how a child in school came to school and was, trying to do some sexual acts. Of course, based on the fact that she saw it at home. You understand? And because she doesn't understand, and that's why I say it's very important to teach children privacy and teach them certain things about, about sex education and how to, even handle certain things so that they don't just go out and carry it over. So for me, I feel that the boy being 5 is already, a boy that can go out there, that can speak and do everything. And the mother shouldn't be walking around naked.
Let me say something real quick. Like I said, I want to play devil's advocate here. If we look at ourselves as beings, as human beings, where we're coming from, we're the ones that design clothes. We're the ones that brought all this fabric and decided to start covering up to a certain level. Here's the thing. As you guys are now, if your mom is nude in front of you, is it a problem?
Is it a problem?
Yes.
I never...
I don't think I will even look at my mom, really.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Is it a problem? I'll ask her to put on some clothes.
Yeah, but this is what I'm just trying to say, that because if you know what, I know what some mothers have gone through in bearing kids and doing certain things, that to them, nudity is not really a big deal. Like I said, women breastfeed in public.
So,
and
I'm
do
still
certain
going to go back to it.
sorry, I wanted to say something.
Let me finish real quick. So there's a certain level of which, yes, the kid needs to learn Do you understand? But sometimes they need to see and experience certain things. You know that, for example, as a person, the way you're raised, if you see your sister nude, it's not supposed to be a problem. If you see your mother nude, it's not supposed to be a problem. Do you understand? Your concern is with other people that are not related to you. So there's a level that you should be able to train them.
How do you differentiate?
So there's a level you're supposed to be able to train them to understand these things, which is part of the sex education we're talking about. For them to understand these things.
Yeah, so let me say something. Yeah. So I think we are already going, faster than the entire conversation. We need to look at it from the angle of who is this person to the person who was talking to. Is he a family member? Is he just a friend? If he's just a friend, I don't think that lady felt like what he said was wrong. I feel like the lady felt like he was overstepping a bound or a boundary.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I reckon that the lady might put it into thought, all right, and conceive it and understand that maybe this guy is actually making sense. But I feel like you are, overstepping your boundaries with me. That's my personal life. This is my child. You don't have the right to
So
tell
I'm just going to take a yes or no. Do you support?
I'm indifferent.
Do you support?
Well, I mean, I don't think it should be a problem, to be
Question.
honest. I don't think it should be a problem.
You guys are the ones with sons. I envy you to an extent.
I don't think.
Do you undress in front of your son? Do you undress in front of your son?
No, I don't.
That's the thing.
I don't.
We are not in the same room. There's no reason for me to undress in front of
But
my
if
son.
something happened, if your son walked in on you, is it a problem?
Walked in on me is different from changing in front of me. If he walks in front of me, he knows well to go back.
I think one of the first set of rules that I taught my children is privacy. Because if you respect your own space and privacy, that's the way people will do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm still driving.
There's this thing about kids. When you say, don't enter that room, don't go there, don't do this, you're triggering something that makes them want to find out why.
As long
All
as
right,
you
talking
give,
about
as long as you
triggering
give
things
a tab
to
my son,
make you want to find out
he
why.
will not stand
We need
up
to take
from
our
where
next
he is.
quick
He
fire.
will not stand up. He
Our
will
next
not
quick
even come
fire
out.
has to do with finding out things. Now, there was a video. It's a very old video, but I'm just going to summarize it. In the video, they were talking about how monogamy is unnatural and how it's not an African thing and all of that.
We're back here.
And I just, we're back. I just want to ask, before we take a break and then take the main topic, is it natural?
What? No, of course it's not.
It's not. Okay.
Of course it's not.
I was talking to a friend.
natural?
Hold on. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, "What if
monogamy is it natural?
What if monogamy was not the right way?
Okay, wait. Okay.
What if somebody mistakenly said monogamy is
Then
the
we
way?
need to find that
Meanwhile, it was actually polygamy that
That
we're
is-
supposed to be practicing.
So for men.
Hold on.
Let me ask you, for women.
Wait,
for women,
how many?
is it
how many
natural?
men in the Bible? I'm talking about the old scripture. Actually had one wife. Tell me.
Does he know his Bible?
Well, I can tell you this for sure. My Lord and Savior had none.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my God, he knows his Bible. All right,
Why?
you know what? On that note,
Why?
we'll take a
Because if
quick
he had
break.
you know the problem would have been in now.
We'll take a quick break. When we return, we focus on the
I would
main
have
topic for
nailed
the
himself
night.
to the cross.
All right, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And of course, it's very important because there are many mad people, mad men on the streets. But to be more serious, I think it's something that we don't talk enough about. And tonight we're hoping to really touch base on some of those things. Are people really aware that, men go through these things, low moments, despair, go through, things that they can't even describe or explain to people. And, are women aware of it? Do women even consider the fact that there are times whereby a man is stuck mentally and probably doesn't have anywhere to go to? And the more important one is that now that it's something that people talk about, are we creating more feminine men? Are we creating men that are, with more female traits they want to talk about emotions and all of that. And how do we find a balance in all of this?
Are we jumping straight into the topic?
Yeah, we're jumping
Is that
straight
the main
into
topic?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the main topic.
I thought we were going to talk about your
Oh, I thought
monogamy.
you were just talking about a
No,
scenario.
that one, we will continue talking about it. But I mean, time is running pretty fast.
If you ask me like you have, to keep it short and simple, to be very honest with you, I really don't think people care about men and their mental health. Some men don't even care about their fellow man and what he's going through, in all honesty. I see men that can take you out and spend so much and foot the bill, but they can't give you a dime.
Yeah.
It happens. The people that can take you out, they can take you shopping and spend hundreds of thousands and millions on you. But if you just tell them, I need this amount, they literally can't give you cash. So I feel there's some men, that, because you're a man, your fellow man, like you said, just assumes you should man up now. No be man you be. But then at the same time, it's not as if women are not aware. But do they even care?
Okay, so
Do they care? Because
that's another thing
there's
entirely.
this statement that I've
Do they
seen.
care or do they understand?
They don't even care enough to understand.
Oh.
Because that phrase that people say, happy wife, happy life, a lot of people have attacked that phrase. Because people just feel as if, to an extent, in a home, once the woman is happy, once the woman is pleased, once the woman is satisfied, she makes sure the people around her feel likewise.
Yeah.
And if she's not, she transfers that aggression too. So if she's not satisfied, the people around her too will be displeased. But nobody cares if it's a happy husband or not. That's why I say, do they really care? If a woman had a choice to choose between her well-being and happiness and mental health versus yours, which one would she pick?
Wow, that's a tough one. Actually, it's simple, but
I really feel, now there's an exception because I don't think it doesn't apply to all women. There are a lot of fantastic women out there that understand their role as women and understand the man's role and try not to give him a headache. You get me? But it's unfortunate that in general, even look at, we said Father's Day is this weekend. How many Father's Days do you hear of in a year? And how many Mother's Days do you hear? How many days celebrate men? In some situations, thank God we're all married, so we're not going through the stress that these single people are going through.
Oh, God.
Let me even tell you what's happening in the dating world. Somebody should correct me if I'm wrong. On a girl's birthday, the guy celebrates her. On his birthday, he doesn't get celebrated. He still has to do something for the people around him. Isn't that just weird?
Now, man, you be.
Exactly. on somebody else's birthday, you have to do for the person. On your own birthday, nobody's going to do for you. You still have to do for the people as well.
Yeah.
Your girl is asking you, where are you taking me to on your birthday? Your girl is asking you, what are you doing on your birthday? But on her birthdays, you get me?
Okay.
Okay, so, Dek, what's your thought on
all right, so
all of this?
This is very, very easy to really dive in. The first thing to look at is the fact that there's already a faulted social construct.
Faulted. When you say
Yes.
faulted, what does that mean?
You see, there's this thing called the girl child. Nobody ever talks about the boy child. You see this thing where you talk about men actually being men. Man up, man up. See, that man up is actually man out. When you switch off the heart of a guy, a boy, you switch off their heart. And how do you switch off the heart of a boy? When he falls down, you say, stand up, trust your body, you're a man. You're switching off the heart of that child gradually.
But don't you
know why?
think...
Because the day that boy will do something very bad, right? He's a man, he will handle it. Or someone does something very vile to that child who's a boy, he will switch off.
So, from what you're saying,
what I'm saying?
Are you saying that with that kind of approach,
Yes,
we are generally taking away empathy from men?
You see, this thing called equality doesn't exist in the world.
Equality between both genders?
Both genders. See, this gender equality, it doesn't exist.
Why do you say that?
And I'm telling you, because I actually did this as my project in the university. What I know now, if I had known it then, I probably would have gotten an A in my project. You see, gender equality is just an idea, but it's not in reality. And I'll tell you why. We talk about the girl child. We talk about the girl child. We talk about women. We talk about women. We hardly ever talk about men. We hardly ever talk about the boy child. We hardly ever... See, we have men who are beasts. Men who don't have hearts. Men who treat their wives shabbily. But how come we don't try to work more on that boy before he becomes a man?
Okay,
so
you
that
missed,
he learns...
you missed the general one. The general term. All men are scum.
You understand what I'm saying? All men are scum. How many times do you hear all women are scum? Do women not mess up with men? That guy that is breaking the hearts of ladies, you do know that it was a girl that actually broke his heart at some point.
That sounds like, okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
I will give you a packet. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it's important to understand the realities
I totally
of
understand
See, you see this mental health thing, right? It trickles down, bro. It starts from the place where,
Catch them young.
See, I was talking to a friend of mine like some days ago, and this friend of mine was telling me that, wow, I can't imagine that you have actually gone through all of this in your life. I said, how many? And she said, how many people do you tell this to? I said, I don't tell people what I have gone through in my life.
Let's now
because
break it
men
down.
are supposed to what? Inhibit. They're
Yes.
supposed to put
So
it in.
now let's break
inside.
it down. It's a good thing that we're all married on the table. And now coming down to talking about things, how often are you emotionally honest with your?
Goodness.
No, you just
can't
finished
cry
talking.
now.
Yeah, yeah. You cried.
How often?
You can't cry now.
Okay, how often are you emotionally honest with your partner?
Bro, you can't cry now.
I'm not saying
watching
crying.
let me bust your mind.
Yeah.
We're watching a movie.
Yeah.
I'm watching a movie with my wife.
Yeah.
And she's crying. And brother,
tears
the
dropping out
tears
there.
like and they look. I said, are you crying? Me? What are you saying? I don't know what you're talking about. What? It's not a movie. And I'm shedding tears.
Yeah, but you can't show it to.
But you can't
So
show
in all, so you're saying that men generally we're not even emotionally honest with our partners.
The social construct is we are not allowed to.
We're not allowed to. Okay.
You're not allowed to.
I mean, in more recent times that this whole mental health awareness thing is going on, and people are being more intentional about being healthy up here. Certain men have complained about communicating with their partners and them not being able to receive that communication very well. Like you're talking to a woman.
It's simple because a lot of times when men are vulnerable with their partners or with the opposite sex, sometimes that vulnerability is used against them. And that's the reason why a lot of men don't share. A man doesn't want to tell his fellow man. A man doesn't want to tell his fellow man because at the end of the day, that person now has the tools to use against him. Let alone tell the opposite gender that wait till you're down to kick you and be like, I have something against you that I can use.
And I like what you have just said. And you know what? Let's just break the table. Right?
Okay, let's do it.
If your wife was beating you at home, would you come out to tell your friends?
You won't.
But if a guy is beating his wife, she's expected to speak out. That's why. See, let me ask you a question. The word domestic violence was created for who?
For the women.
Saying? Are you saying that women don't beat men?
But now let's even come into the workspace, because there's something that I really think we need to identify here. As much as I'm all for mental health and all of that, I also have seen very feminine women in terms of their mentalities. People who want to break down and cry at every given opportunity. People who hide behind their feelings instead of getting the job done. Now, how do you separate, realness, the real thing, from men who are now using that as a tool to not get things done? Because a lot of men in recent times hide behind emotions rather than doing what they need to do. Yeah.
A lot of men do that.
Yeah, feminine men. A lot
Do
of
what?
feminine men that, there are issues to be dealt with. But because now the
A lot
entire
of people
world is
these days use
embracing
this mental health as an
but
excuse.
they use it as an excuse to hide from taking
So you see the
certain
interesting part is that what
responsibilities.
you have just said is still going back to what we're talking about. You just said that men are using the opportunity of mental health. Let me ask you a question. You know how many women who actually lie that men rape them? Is that not using rape against guys? Do you understand what I'm saying? So look, let me tell you something. You must understand the fact that the odds are against men. Naturally.
The odds are against men.
That's naturally. And you see this thing called mental health for men. It's very hard to accept.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
So we're going where I'm thinking. But, you know, before we wrap up the show, we have some tweets that have come in. I'm just going to read them out, and we take your comments on them quickly. We have Adami Lola. She says, we need more of this mental health. Toko, most men are mad but not showing it. Yeah, I said it.
Absolutely.
Men are going through a lot. Shaggy mentality. Shadi says, this month's primary focus is to encourage men to speak up and seek help for mental health issues. But I trust my Nigerian men. Make them talk. Make I bend. They will rather die. So,
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Social
from Ashadi. As Cynthia says, gang be dropping bars tonight. Tell them about it. Women just say thank you for everything. Okay, women just say thank you for everything you do, and all the rotten bones in your body will rise. I don't know. I don't know what this person's talking about.
We know what she said.
And then Atunde says the question of whether parents should change in front of the kids is a matter of personal cultural beliefs, as well as consideration of privacy and boundaries within the family. Yeah. All right, thank you, Tunde, for that feedback. Then we have Adolamu. Adolamu says, this changing thing, A wife found out her husband put camera in a 16-year-old daughter's bedroom. We talked about that. Yeah. When asked, he said he missed looking at her body as a child. We didn't talk about that.
That guy has issues.
Can you imagine men's mental health in the mud? Because how can you, as a man, be sane and do this kind of thing? Then we have at Ayobami. At Ayobami says, gang, please, will you pick wife, maybe your wife, over your mental health? Question mark. Really? Who should she have picked to pick you?
I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah, so let me take it one more time. Ayobami says, gang, please, will you pick your wife over your mental health? Question mark. Really? Who should she have picked to pick you?
Let me see if I can. Here's the funny thing. Me, personally, my mental health, nobody really cares except me. And there's some things about me, vulnerability, that I will not expose. Do you understand? But I'll always pick my wife and make sure she's good.
So, yeah.
I'll make sure she's good.
I think you just answered it.
At the detriment to my mental health.
Yeah, you just answered it. So you put the woman first. And then Shayo says, gang, they're coming for me. Says, gang, asking how many fathers they are there. Try getting pregnant and being in between life and death. Then ask the question again.
Women always use that tool because
so you
see, women always use that tool.
This is what we're talking about.
You see, when it comes that's the problem when it even comes to conceiving a child, birthing a child, and raising a child. For some reason, women feel as if they have a certain right over men.
They say your egos will not let you people rest. We will be trying to take pity on you people, but you people will be yawning dust. You're yawning dust. Yeah, that's from Achayo. Then final tweet before
we wrap up. I hope she has
show.
A lot of sons that will grow up with strong mental health.
Gina says, but all men are scum now, aren't you? You people are devil in human form. Anyways, happy International Men's Month. Okay, I feel scarred.
Very weird.
I feel very scarred.
Very weird response. No. Like, so how do you say that men are scum now? In happy international.
But see, now these are honest responses because it's the way society thinks. It's where we have put ourselves. That's why, for me, men's mental health, in all honesty, it should be 12 months a year. But nobody really cares.
So that's the thing. So let me give you an example.
If you're strong enough mentally, keep going.
Let me give you an example. The truth is this, right? So if a woman comes out and speaks about her mental health and she's crying, the responses to that video would be humongous. If a man comes out and is crying, they will bash him left, right, and center. You know why? They'll tell
I think
him
we should give it a try.
Why you crying? Are you a guy now? Which kind of rubbish is this one now? This one a woman now. Those kind of comments will start to come in. So those are the things that you look at and you realize that, my brother, you need to protect your mental health by yourself.
On that note, we'll be taking the just a tip from Gang. Hopefully, he doesn't put it all in.
We'll be taking. I mean, I'm not taking the tip from Gang.
No, this year I'll give it you all.
No,
I'll give you my
Gang,
all.
you're taking just a tip.
I'll give you my all. Oh, do you want the tip now? Pause. Okay, this is going to sound very weird. This tip will sound quite weird. Stop asking or forcing men to open up or be vulnerable. If they choose to do so, let them do it at their own pace and their own time when they're ready. Do not force it out of men. A lot of men have decided where they are, where they fit in this life, in this society, and are willing to live with it. They're willing to take it to the grave, like their fathers did before them. So don't pressure men to open up. Let them open up when they can. And if they choose not to, let them have their peace.
All right. Thank you very much, Gang. Thank you, Deck.
Thank you so much.
I need Uggs right now, but I won't be taking them from both of you. It's been quite a very educational edition of the show. I've learned quite a lot this evening, and thank you guys for being awesome. Yes.
That's the reason why women can sleep beside each other and a man can't sleep beside each other. Or a woman can actually hug a lady and sleep together on the bed, and a man cannot even touch on the bed.
Okay, you just knocked that in.
There's my mental health and my penal health. Those are two different healths.
Oh my gosh. All right, thank you guys. It's time to go. It's been a beautiful evening. Let's see you guys, join us again next week, Friday, for another exciting edition of The Black Table. Till next time, bye-bye.
Olamide, I expect you tomorrow, by the way.
At the thingy, right?
At the Lagos MBC Trade Fair. Lagos Trade Fair. Thank you. Good morning.
My penal health. Are we on?